Hello, everybody.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Russ?
I'm doing okay, all things considered.
Hmm.
How about you? How's things on your end?
Uh, yeah, it's slowly starting to get back to normal, I think.
Yeah, same here.
I literally started work day one of my job with South Kingstown last year was the day they started closing down town hall.
Really?
So, until recently, not one normal day of work. And, now town hall is, finally back opened up. And, for the first time, I have, people just sort of wandering into the office. So, yeah, it's kind of nice in a way because, you don't feel quite so isolated anymore.
Yeah,
So,
right. Yep. Brian, this is the other person you see other than Seth is Moji Frio. Moji is our special projects coordinator. So she's been involved in the development of this project since the beginning.
okay. Nice to meet you, Moji.
Hi, Brian. Yeah, I think we're on a call together with Seth and Barbara and Russ.
Yep. I see we've got Seth and Barbara as well. And one other one.
Yeah, I keep coming up several times. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
you just keep replicating yourself, Russ.
Multiple personality disorder, maybe. I know that, and I talked to Kate Brewster. Fred, there's Kate Brewster.
Hello.
But
Okay.
for some reason,
Hey,
Kate,
Brian.
you have my name underneath.
What? That is bizarre.
I don't know why.
Wow. I'm gonna try to figure that out. Hold on.
If you right click on the screen, you can change the name. Oop.
And our board president, I was under the understanding there may be some presentation needed tonight. So my board president will also join us.
Okay, yeah, Alice Buckley came over last week to drop off her boxes of files on the way out the door, so I had a chance to chat with her. And I asked, I said, is there any presentation on this? Because it seems to me that for the first round public hearing, it really just seems to be an opportunity for public comment more than it is for a planning board type presentation of an application. In fact, the public notices that have been put out, which I mimicked this time, they don't even reference specific applications. So it's more of a solicitation to comment or to let the public know we're going to be putting in an application.
Right. And see, I if I can, I think the confusion, because I've been through this before with multiple towns, I think the confusion here is this application a standalone application? Meaning ours?
I mean, right now, that's the way it's being treated, yes.
Okay, because the way that this used to, back in the old days, the way that this used to go is that the state would announce that funding was available for general CDBG projects, and each town, when Washington County Community Development was overseeing it, they would call all of the providers together and all of the planners from each of the towns. So there would be one meeting to talk about there is X amount of dollars available, for state set aside, which is what Washington County would be.
Yeah.
And then, if there were, $300,000 available, then each organization would say, I'm going to apply for X amount of dollars, and with the total from each from the combined organizations being presented, either $300,000 or under the cap. And if there was something special, then it would be considered over the cap. So that's the way that this had gone generally. And so I don't know that the state has announced, overall CDBG money available.
No,
Does that make any sense?
yeah, nothing's been normal about the past year. I mean, they did not even announce a CDBG calendar for program year 20. So there was,
Right.
no timelines, no date specified, no, rolling calendar, no, special projects calendar or anything like that. But, we've been in contact with them about this, and they've said that they will, in fact, accept the application.
Right.
So the lack of all those calendars doesn't seem to matter to them.
Right. Because
which is,
if I can because I think that, and I could be wrong about this, Brian, I think they're expecting this application because
they are.
because Michael and Mike and our team, both teams on from both organizations have talked about this for the last 2 years. So they know that this application is coming.
Yeah.
Not only have you spoken with them, but we have.
Okay, so I am going to do a little bit of a dog and pony show just because I feel like I need to do something to officially open up the hearing. So the town of South Kingstown is going to officially call this Community Development Block Grant application public hearing to order. I have 7:03 p.m. on Monday, June 21st. This public hearing is being held because the town of South Kingstown is considering filing an application with the state of Rhode Island Office of Housing and Community Development for a Rhode Island Community Development Block Grant. Statewide, approximately $5 million is made available annually to undertake a range of activities, including improved housing opportunities for low and moderate income families and individuals, provision of employment opportunities for low and moderate income persons, and provision of community facilities and services principally benefiting low and moderate income families. The public hearing is being conducted for the purpose of obtaining the views of citizens on community development and housing needs and on program performance. So the town is available for questions and comment from the public community regarding our intent to file this application. I see we have the attendees who received the panelist notice, and I'm keeping an eye on the attendees list to see if we get any pop-ins from the community based on the agenda filings or the advertisements. And at this point, we will we'll hold the hearing open for a period of time to see if we obtain any comment. Russ, Seth, Barbara, if anybody does wish to make a brief statement or comment about your proposal, we can certainly include that on the record of this hearing, although I don't think it's technically necessary. So I'll leave that up to you.
I'll speak for Warm. I think we've had multiple conversations with the planning department, and as we've gone through the application, I'm comfortable with where we stand at this point. I think we're in a good spot.
Good. And the town of South Kingstown understands and recognizes the extremely important public service that the Welcome House provides to not just South Kingstown, but South County as a whole. And we certainly welcome the application by Warm to continue those operations in South Kingstown, providing those critical services.
Thank you.
Sure, I'll just add that I think the CDBG award will be very beneficial in the stabilization and continuance of the Welcome House.
Yeah, if I can, since the beginning of these conversations with Welcome House, I think we've all been on the same page about maintaining the services and enhancing the services at Welcome House. But also, I think that this gives us an opportunity to really build some strength here in Washington County for people who are experiencing homelessness, but also to start to really collaborate strongly on the affordable housing issue. But with the way that the state is operating now, with the coordinated entry system as it stands now, a lot of folks end up having to be put into other shelters across the state. When I think we can make a case that folks who are in Washington County become homeless in Washington County really should be able to stay here. And with Welcome House and Warm Center working together, we'll be able to accomplish that.
Excellent.
I'll just jump in quickly as a former board member of Welcome House. I want to first thank James Kern, who's on this call, for stepping in for the past 2 years. We asked him to step in for 6 months and stabilize the Welcome House, and he's done an outstanding job in doing that. But we also recognize that there are efficiencies in nonprofits merging, and that this was a natural for the Warm Center to take over, have one executive director, one bookkeeper, one fundraising expert across the county. And so I want to thank Russ as well for being willing to step in and take that on. And the Johnny Cake Center stands ready to partner with you, as we have been, on what is the most pressing issue facing the people that we serve down here, which is housing. So thank you, James. I know everyone's expecting you to stay on board. So hopefully that's going to happen. And Russ, thank you and your board members and Barbara and the folks that have helped you get this far for coming along on this journey.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah, I think we all recognize the considerable issue that housing presents now in Southern Rhode Island, and for anybody who might be a South Kingstown resident, we do have open positions on our Affordable Housing Collaborative. In fact, we just lost our chair, who took an empty seat on the planning board, which is a beneficial thing for affordable housing in and of itself. But if anybody here might be interested in volunteering, or knowing of residents in South Kingstown who have an interest in affordable housing, who might be interested in volunteering, certainly, they are more than welcome to submit an application to the town. The applications and the procedures are all on the town's website. So,
Russ, I think you live in South Kingstown.
just gonna say, I'll be in touch with you, Brian, offline, just to talk about that a little bit, if that's okay.
That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have commitments, but I also know we all know people who share similar interests. So,
yeah, that would be great. I'll give you a buzz.
okay.
Hey, you're not doing anything these days either. So, are you on the Affordable Housing Commission?
Jen Kruger is. We have it covered.
Because I know you're not busy.
So, yeah, I think we just have to tap dance here for another 5 minutes. I'm not seeing any new attendees pop up, and I confirmed with the planning director that I don't have to sit here looking at myself for
An hour.
So I don't know. What do you think about the weather, right? What else do we do to eat up time? Talk about the Red Sox,
What's the next process, Brian, or the next part?
So the next process is we have to do an actual presentation before the town council. So I will be working with our planning assistant to get us on that agenda and get the necessary advertisement out. And I think the one issue that needs to be tightened up is the documentation that we have on how much money you're looking for still has a number of X's in it. So I think we need to tighten up a figure. And that's about it. I think everything else is in order.
So I know that one of those is the replacement reserve that'll be required. So we'll work on that. I'll take a look and see what the others are as well.
Okay. And I don't think, and I'll look at this first thing tomorrow morning, I don't think I have to have the solid number just to get the a spot on the agenda, but I will have to have all of the paperwork finalized, say the Wednesday before the meeting, so that they go up and go out in all the packets for the council members.
What's the earliest you think that meeting might be happening?
I don't know, let me just look at calendars here.
Certainly. And I guess you need to back up the advertisement from that, whether it needs to be a week or 10 days or something like that.
I think it's a week. So there's a regular session meeting on June 28th. They've been doing a number of extra meetings as well because they're trying to make decisions on how to use the COVID relief funding. So let me just look. I'll have to talk to the town manager to see when those extra meetings might be. Right now, the next meeting that we could make would be July 12th.
Great.
So at the latest, we should be able to make that one. That shouldn't be a problem.
That'd be great, Brian.
All right.
Well, we've made it to 7:15. Let me just
Hallelujah.
double check my list. We still have no attendees. I think at that point we can call it a wrap. And we've satisfied our obligations to HUD and to the Office of Housing and Community Development. And I thank you guys for all showing up. And I'll be talking to you sometime later this week, I guess, Russ.
Great. Yeah, I'll give you a buzz, Brian. Thank you very much.
All right. And Seth, I'll let you know when everything is ready to head out the door.
Very good. All right. We'll stay in touch.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.